Okay, let's discuss about Selenium WebDriver. So to work with Selenium WebDriver, you need to import a jar first. Okay, that jar is nothing but a library, and it's containing all the class files. Okay, and all the like helper methods and all utilities that are going to automate your browser. So those things are kept into a jar which we need. So that's called Selenium WebDriver. So let's go to Selenium WebDriver, like Selenium website, and download that. To do that, you need to go to seleniumhq.org/download, from which you can download the Selenium standalone server. This is called standalone because it's containing all the related jars also. So the jars that are required, the logging jar like testng or junit jar, all those jars are part of this. So you need to download these jars. So I have already downloaded that. So after downloading that, you need to import that into your Eclipse. Let's go to Eclipse and let's create a new project, new Java project. Let's call it Selenium class 1. Now create a simple Java project. Fine. In that Java project, you're going to create a new folder that's called leave. New folder, let's call it leave. Okay. So in that folder, we are going to copy the jar that we just downloaded. Okay. So this is the jar which we downloaded. Let's copy that. And let's put that into this location. This best location. Yeah. Now we have that jar over here. So after copying that, you need to add that to build path. So right click on build path, add to build path. So after clicking on build path, add to build path, that all the classes, they are part of that jar, they are going to be like imported into your project. Now they are in the project, so you can expand that. You can see all the classes that it contains. So it's basically containing all the things, all the jars that are required for Selenium. It's a whole lot of jars. So you can go inside and like all the class, you can find the class files over there. So we are going to use these class files to write our Selenium WebDriver code. So we have already imported that class, that jar file. Now let's create a new class which is going to open up a browser for us. So let's create a new class. Okay, let's give it a package name, com.selenium.example example1. Okay, so this is the Java class that we have. So how we are going to run the Java class? We are going to create a main method. Now we have the main method. Okay, let's create the main method. Main method is lost. Okay, we can create public static void main string args. Fine, now I have created the main method. Now what we are going to write inside that, that is going to be executed. Okay, so in Selenium, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to initialize the driver. Okay, this driver is nothing but it's the replica of the browser that is going to be automated. Okay, so once you are initializing the driver, you are opening up a browser. Okay, that is opening up a browser. So you need to tell which browser you are going to open, that you need to define here. So once the browser is open, you need to go to a particular URL, go to a URL, suppose google.com, facebook, whatever URL you need to test your applications here, that you need to specify over here. Once you are in that URL, then you need to start testing or automating. Fine, let's do each step now. First thing is we are going to initialize the driver. So to create the driver, you have a class, sorry, an interface that's called WebDriver. Okay, you need to import that from org.openqa.selenium. Okay, the first one, WebDriver, org.openqa.selenium. Let's double click on that. We have imported that, you can see. Okay, that's imported. Now let's create a reference of that. Let's call it driver equal to new. We're going to create a Firefox window, Firefox driver. Control space, it will be imported from org.openqa.selenium. Now that's imported. Fine. Now we have opened up the browser. Now we're going to go to a particular URL, driver.get. This method is going to take you to a particular URL. So let's go to a URL. Let's call it, let's go to Selenium site only. Okay, let's copy this URL location. You need to paste that over here. Okay, let's remove this part. Now we have done that. Now we can start testing. Suppose I want to just wait for 2-3 seconds. Thread.sleep, you can put a sleep. Suppose 3 seconds I need to sleep, 2 seconds I need to sleep. I've done that. So it generates an exception which you need to handle. So you can either put that into try catch block, or you can throw that. So let's throw that exception. You can put your mouse on that and throws declaration enter after the exception. That's a compile time exception which you need to handle. Now that's done. Then at the end you need to quit the driver. This is going to close the browser. Okay, that is closing the browser window. So it will free up some memory so that next test case can be run, next browser can be run. So to do that, you're going to do driver dot quit. This will close the driver that was open. So now you can see we have 4 lines of code written. First one is we are initializing the driver, and we're saying which driver we need to initialize. We have opened a Firefox driver. You can open a Chrome driver, an Internet Explorer driver, or a Safari driver. So there are a lot many options available. So whichever browser you have, you can open that. So as of now we are dealing with Firefox driver. Then even you need to go to a particular URL. So this is the command which is going to take you to a particular. This is a method, driver.get. Fine. So this is the URL that you need to navigate to. You have to specify that URL. So after executing this line, you will be into seleniumhq.org. Okay, so once you are on that web page, then you are going to do certain tasks like finding an element or clicking on a button. That we can do later. So let's test this much of code, and at the end we are quitting the driver. This is mandatory whatever happens. So you need to quit the driver at the end of the end of the execution of the test cases. Let's run this and let's see what is happening. Run as, 1 second, let me unmaximize it so that we can see what is happening. Click run as Java application. You can see the console. Okay, it's opening, it's showing the error for Gecko driver. Okay, there are some plugins which need to be installed so that we can use this Firefox. We can open the Firefox. So there are third-party drivers available which we'll do. So let's for now let's deal with Chrome driver. So this is the way you open up a Firefox driver. So how you are going to open a Chrome driver? You need to just open the Chrome driver. The best part of Selenium is you just don't need to change any code. You just need to change the driver to open. Right? Once you open that driver, the rest of the part of the code is going to be very similar. So you need to import Chrome driver. Okay, and now Firefox driver is no more needed. So you can delete this one. Okay, now we have the code ready. Yes, to open Chrome, you need to have another executable file. Okay, so in Windows we have Chromedriver.exe. For Mac I need to figure out what that is. So once you have that, then you can start this Chrome driver. So let's go to let's download that file for Chrome so that Chrome driver Chrome driver can be used. So let's Google to Selenium Chrome driver for Mac. Fine. You'll go to Google site space. From that you can download the Chrome driver. Okay.
So we need to download it specific to our OS, right?
Yeah, that is
Because
specific to
I
the
have Windows.
OS. Yeah, that is specific. For Windows you have Chromedriver.exe, and for Mac I need to have a particular version. Let me find that. Uh,
So
latest one.
similarly, we need to install driver for each of the browser that we are using.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is Mac 64-bit. This is what I'm going to download. Now I have download that file. Okay, that is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that driver so that copy this driver. Okay, let's open that. This is the Chrome executable that will be used. Let's copy this code. and we need to put that into our Eclipse. Okay, so we need to put that into our Eclipse. So how we are going to do that, let me show you. Okay, this is the Eclipse. You need to go to the same project. You need to create a new folder. Let's call it dependents, or you can call it config, because that's a part of config which you need. So let's paste that. So I have pasted that into this. Okay, now this is a Chrome, so you need to specify the fully qualified name or some relative path. So the extension is just Chromedriver. So you need to specify where this Chromedriver is in the Java code. So how we are going to do that? We need to give set a system variable. So that can be done. Okay, let's go back. See, Selenium Chromedriver setup. So you need to specify, yeah, you need to specify a location where your driver is. To do that, you're going to set the system property. Okay, because Chromedriver, it needs to find this exe files location. So let's put that code into our project. So this is the place where we're going to keep that file. Okay, so we are putting that into this project's root /config/ Chromedriver. So we're going to use config /Chromedriver. This is the location where we have this Chromedriver file, right? So this is the config /Chromedriver. Once it is done, you are going to open the Chrome browser. So let's see if it is working or not. It used to be working with Windows. This is the first time I'm doing with Mac. Let's see.
Hello?
And let's see. No, it's not finding that. Okay, workspace Selenium class config /Chromedriver. This path driver is not executable. What happened? There is some problem with this. I need to put a proper drivers which is executable. Let's see what this is. It's not executable, right? Okay. The downloads. This is the driver that I have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trust. I'm going to extract this driver. Okay. Now it is extracted. This is the file which is executable. Okay. So let's put this file over here. Now it should work. Let's run it again and let's see. Right click, run as Java application.
No.
Yes, you can see we have opened up a Chromedriver. New Chrome is open, Google Chrome browser, and yeah, hello. You can see the Chrome browser that was open.
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay. One second, I'll show it to you again. So I'll share my screen again. So now it is visible, right? Okay, so you can look at the code that I have written now. So the steps, I'll remind the steps once again. So to execute, like to open up a browser, this Selenium, it needs an executable file. So basically, for opening up a Chrome driver, you'll need an executable file which we need to put somewhere, and we need to tell, like we are putting that file into this location. First we need to download that file. Okay, so we're going to download that file. We have, after downloading that, so we're going to download that from this location, sites.google.com. Okay, so you need to go to that location. This is the location where we have that. So from this location we are going to download that Chromedriver file. You need to extract that file into an executable file. Once you have this executable file, so you can put that into your project's config directory. So once like this, the executable file is there in a config directory, the next thing is that you need to specify a system property. This system property says webdriver.chrome.driver, and that location where you have kept the file, that is config/Chromedriver. You can see we have created a folder config. Within that we have the Chromedriver.exe file. So in Windows you'll have a Chromedriver.exe file, and in some system you might have .sh, some you might have without any extension. That's just an executable file. So now we have said to Java that this is the key and this is a value. For like, if somebody wants to get the Chromedriver, they need to call this key, and I am putting the value this one, right? So basically they're getting this value. Okay,
So this key is a predefined thing that we have to get.
yeah, whenever you need to open a Chrome like browser, you need to first specify this key. Okay, then you are calling
Okay.
this method. You are creating a reference of WebDriver. Okay, and you are initializing it with the class, this Chromedriver class. So this Chromedriver class has some implementation which is going to take this system property, get that value, and it's going to execute that executable file so that it can open this Chrome window automatically, right? Now we have the Chrome window ready, and that reference is put into this driver reference. So whenever you need to operate something on that browser, you need to point to this driver reference, and this is the method which will take you to a particular URL. So this is the URL which you need to test. So we have called driver.get, right? So once you are in that URL, you can start testing, you can start finding elements, you can start asserting certain stuffs. Then once you are done testing, at the end you need to quit the driver so that the driver window or the browser is closed now. So these are the 4 steps that you need to do all the time when you are dealing with Selenium. Okay, now we are dealing with Chromedriver. So we have specified the location of Chromedriver. If you are dealing with IE, Internet Explorer driver, you need to specify a different property, webdriver.ie.driver, and you need to specify the iDriver.exe file. Fine. So these are the different tasks that you need to do so that you can open up a particular browser. Okay, any doubt in this part? Let me maximize the code for you.
Yeah.
This is fine?
Yes.
Okay. So